Sitting 90 miles southeast of St. Louis, Missouri, sits the 1 Mile Clay facility, which is only a tiny, I say tiny, but a crucial part to the state fairs that occur around this area. This is the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds for BPNR time, where it's their turn to get the tires dirty into DuQuoin Dirt Derby. I cannot talk. Whilst qualifying is ongoing, we shall take a look at the point standings. Dunlap Pratt, his name in bright green with, or just green, with the white text. He is the first driver to clinch his spot into the chase. He leads the point standings 100 plus over Joshua Clemens in second. And Cole Rodriguez in third. He's taking a Provo for tonight, so he'll drop down the order. Around the cut line is where things get a little funky. 8th place, Steven Gibson. He is here tonight. Didn't have a lot of track time tonight. Talaziz, P9. And William Gregory, 10th. Meanwhile, Nicholas Bedimlik and William Viola are in the wild cards. Neither of them can race. Bedimlik is not here, and Viola is still suspended. So Alexander Hunt, Riley Trawick are the first two outside looking in. A few more seconds here, and quali. Oh wow, alright, so we got Landon Laughton back on pole position with Zach Armstrong in second, Jolene Sims in third, Kirsten Bell in fourth. Rosa de la Cruz and Dylan Bradwood. Phone call. It's a spam call. I don't know if that caught on the mic, but I don't know why it's been happening as of late. Row 3 has Rosa de la Cruz and Dylan Pratt, and Skylar Den and William Gregory in row 4. Dragons and Negron in row 5, with Tyler Aziz and Harry Crawford in row 6. Dan Lau and Joshua Clemens make up row 7, with Carter and Truxell row 8. Alexander Hunt and Riley Trawick in row 9, with Roman Gonzalez and Cameron McElreys making up row 10. McIntyre and Shmuda, row 11. The final two drivers set lap time. That was Stephen Gibson, Colin Teague. Alright, I don't know what happened. My PC froze for like a good 30 seconds. I see that let me check actually. Yeah, we're still up. The stream is still up somehow. That's just random issues that never occurred to me until now, so. Anyway, to wrap up qualifying, it is Stephen Gibson, Daniel Rodriguez, Juko Shunome, and TG Weeding, not setting a lap time. Oh boy. And not the start to the stream I would like, and hopefully it doesn't occur to drastic measures during the actual race. Actually, just prematurely, I'm just gonna tone these down just a smidge, and I haven't seen too much of that, so I think we're fine. I've already bogged it down a lot as is, as you can see, but apparently that's still a prevalent issue. But anyway, time for proper pre-race stuff. Dylan Pratt, again, first driver to clinch into the chase, so he has nothing to worry about. He's already had a really impressive season, 4 wins in a year, and looking for number 5 tonight. Last week's interview suggested that he's not really good at dirt tracks, but I do want to recall that he finished 3rd place in last season's race, so he does have speed. It's just a matter of if he can get first. Let's see. Clemens, P2 in the standings, just running. Existing. Roman Gonzalez. He wasn't able to do either of the Darlington races last week, so as a I guess a consolation. He liked to at least run a throwback somewhere, and he chooses tonight. At his earliest convenience, this is a Kurt Busch throwback from the year 2010. But just before mid-season, they went from the wing to the spoiler. There's a good amount of Musumi cars tonight. There's Brandon Carter up there with the new livery, and Pinky Ponky with the abomination of a race car. And those are the only two Uma cars I've seen. Actually, I lied, there's a third. There is Joe Shmuda in the Lexus. So 3 Musume cars out there tonight. Who makes the best horse girl? I don't know. I don't really follow the franchise. I probably should. Jolene Sims. She finished second in last season's race here. Well, if I mentioned second place and I mentioned third place, then who did win last season's race? Well, that would be me. I won this race last season of a field strategy, and I don't mean to toot my horn when I say this, but if there is anyone who you should be listening to when it comes to dirt racing in NR, I'm likely your best guy. I finished first last season. I finished second the season before, and what was a hell race for me. I started third in season 6, made 56 overtakes throughout the course of the race, and finished second to William Viola. Last season's race was just field strategy, and that's going to be a crucial gambling call here at DuQuoin. It's the same distance between the two races, 75 laps, so I was able to pit on lap 11 and make it the rest of the way on one stop because the first part of that last season's race was just a crapshoot. So my best advice, if you're somewhat towards the back without the track position, you might as well top off as much as you can under caution, especially if it's a early wreck fest. It'll pay you big time in the later stages when it comes to green flag conditions. And I'll only toot my horn at BPNR. I'm going to bring up Essex when I was a driver there. Springfield, which, if you didn't know, at least in NR from what I've noticed, Springfield and DuQuoin share the same track geometry, so there's no difference between them. Hence why I bring this up. I won 3 straight seasons at Springfield in the Eastern States Stock Car Series when I was a driver. All but varying different ways, but I was proving again and again that I'm just fast at these dirt tracks. So again, if there's any drivers who are listening, I'm likely your best guy to teach you the ropes of dirt racing, especially at these 1 mile tracks of DuQuoin in Springfield. And we got 30 more seconds until the race to cut myself off. Who else do I want to bring up? No one really? I can say something about Kirsten though. Although she has a win this season, she is nowhere near close up to the top 20, so safe to say that she won't be participating in this season's chase for the BPNR Cup. As much as it saddens her, simply attend more races. But it is race time. Or until Jolene gets back. But I suppose now I could, while we're still waiting for Jolene to get back, I could bring up a little experiment I'm gonna try to do. I have an improved version of live points. I showcased it a bit during the holiday season. It wasn't the best, it got the job done. This one, a lot more stylized, and hopefully it should be, um, it should provide a little more graphical appeal, if you will. So I suppose while we're waiting to queue, might as well provide a little preview. There you go. Have it 6 to 20th with the 2 wildcards included, so hopefully I'll update this every 10 laps or so, I don't know. Really depends on how chaotic it is and how many yellows we get, so it's just a matter of how frequent am I to update, and with a big field, I don't think I'll be able to update it too often, unfortunately. But here they reset the grid for some reason. I guess I'll try to get the quality order in at very minimum. I would ideally like it if I have an extra set of hands on me, but just a one-man show, per usual.
Drivers, start your
Trying to get
engines.
the back markers here. Hopefully. Okay, I'm not gonna get everyone in, unfortunately, before the green flag. So it's going to be 75 laps, so assuming this race stays green the entire way, it is a guarantee to stop 2x rare with cup physics and overtime as possible here in BPNR, hence why the ticker says 80 laps. But as the base car heads in, the field is in control of Landon Lonnenbeck, and we are underway at DuQuoin. Just one thing to keep a lookout for is these starts and ensuing restarts. It's going to be 3-4 wide action. You already see a couple cars trying that top side. There is grip up there if you really want to call it that. But it's still an option and it's going to be a redo. Oh, Landon's dead. Let's see. Spin ahead of Lyle and he just gets sent to the stratosphere. That is a flip of all time. Well, I'm gonna quickly go over here real quick and get the rest of order. Let's see. Gibson. I don't know if D-Dog's here, but I'll just include him anyway.
Drivers, to your cars.
You know me, yeah. So I counted 26 for today. And I also got to add in Lineback's pole position. So I just updated, and here's what it looks like just from qualifying alone. Got a couple of position changes, but nothing too drastic, I don't believe. Let me just move it closer. That way I can read it myself. And might as well reset this. So
Drivers,
again,
start
that
your
chase cutoff
engines.
graphic you see, I'll try to update it every 10 laps or so, but just depends on how spread out everyone gets. Realistically, I probably won't be able to update it until the stage. Again, 75 laps, 80 laps are in the event of overtime, cut physics, and 2x spare, so two pit stops at minimum. Pace car in, line and back control, and we are down and dirty at DuQuoin. And again, Lonenberg already clear for the lead. Got Jolene Sims trying to follow and move up her to second place. Dunlap Pratt all the way on the top side. And trying to get fourth from Kirsten Bell as they complete the opening lap. And Rosa de la Cruz, I also should mention. At least according to them, it is their birthday, but some things aren't a thing from what they've said, so take that with a grain of salt. That was an impressive qualifying session for that 60 car. Number 13, Skylar Den 7th. Got a quick battle here. They'll be for 9th place. William Gregory trying to defend against Lane Lau, who's also trying to make a move himself on Dylan DeGron. He gets Tyler Aziz all the way on the bottom. Wide width around this 1 mile surface. And the 14 car is wanting to make the most of it. He got one win this season. Back at Indianapolis, trying to go for win number 2. Back up towards the front. They have already spread out quite a bit. We got top 4 breakaway with Kirsten Bell, De Cruz, and then Negron gets the wall. And that will shuffle him back, and he on the outside, and that's going to be a wreck. Negron, I saw Trey Wicks spitting, and it is field frozen for caution number 1. Boy, oh boy. We already got early carnage here at the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. If I could find either of them. So we saw it earlier, just prior to it, DeGrom getting a bit too deep on the outside and brushing the wall. So now he is just stuck on the very outside. He bounces off the wall of turn 4 and just comes back down in front of the field, trying to take advantage of his mistake at turn 3. Okay, Trewick with nowhere to go on this one. Quick on board with her as pits are open. Yeah, Gregory was also trying to avoid a 77 and just really unfortunate. We did miss pits, so let's rewind. So we got one car staying out, or multiple cars staying out, Jolene being the most notable. It'll be Lonenberg with a fuel-only pit stop, winning the race off the pit lane. And there's a wreck back there with Dolphin Roman. trying to update, but again, going to do so much. I'm probably actually not gonna be able to. So it's juice cone time, and I don't have a camera on it. It's just gonna be at the start finish line. So multiple cars stayed out here. As much as I don't like the call, their plan is to hope for a quick yellow to um, uh, to get a quick yellow and just top off and fuel from there. So Shelby, Jolene Sims with control of this restart. And the number 06 Ford Mustang on the bottom. And we are underway. Someone's warping bad. And I believe that's the 81 of TJ Weeding. With the Mopar 81 Challenger. And he's one of the cars to stay out in hopes of track position. As he started second, he is already falling off a cliff. He's 5th place as across the line, but it's going to be our second caution. That's Matt McIntyre with heavy damage, and so is the 50 of Joe Shmuda. So what happened here? It's amongst the back markers, as sad of a statement that is. Gap on the Umas. Oh, O'Reilly bouncing out the wall again. That's the second time already that someone got too greedy on the outside and just bounced off the wall. Well, I say that. I want to actually see how she ended up on the outside. Well, she pretty much just stuck up there. And yep, just adds too much. She was basically following William Gregory, who did the same thing in front of her. Oh, and a bad plow for McIntyre. And that'll likely be a lengthy vacation for the 48 car. But he and many others down the pit lane. Trying to, well, actually not as many as I would imagine. But Joshua Clemens, the buildable driver, he wins off the pit lane, and there's only 5 other cars that went with him. And like, here's Shmuda. For what I was able to do last season, you're able to come back down the pit lane at the one to go and catch back up to the queue before the green flag. So honestly, this for Clemens and those 5 cars towards the rear for pitting, this was their big break to top off on fuel and make this a one-stop. And Jolene pretty much riding off the same playbook she did last season. She stayed out through the early wreckfest and paid the price for it under the long run. So she'll lead the field to green and once again. It'll be Dylan Negron who joins her in the front row. It'll be Lyle and McElreath in row 2 with Bell and Aziz row number 3. waiting for control, and we are back on the way. We don't use the pace car today, so we'll quiet zone control method. And as the 81 car towards the back, warping once again. All bit argy bargy down the backstretch. I saw Troxel and Armstrong, and there goes Troxel in the number 1 car. Only one car, so we stay green. As he's bouncing off the wall, you already had a bad restart the last time. You're just going to keep losing positions. Same with the ground. He loses the inside and gives up second place over to Landon Lau. And I'm just tempting to debunk what Lau has thoughts about the top side, whether or not it works. It works probably only on the restarts and when you're towards the back. It's just there's a lot of stack ups that occurs because people are wanting the bottom. They are wanting to get the most out of the car, but with slower cars ahead of them and not wanting to punt them, they're wanting to check up. Oh, Milan gets it in a little loose just ahead. 3 right for second place, back down to 2. Alright, bottom back up to second after starting from pole. You see the 99 going up there. It's like, are you faster on the top side, or is the inside cars slow? And I'm saying that outside isn't usable, but I just don't see the parallels. Oh, something's up with that 99, or he get hit actually, so TG reading on the outside of the exit of turn 4, and Roman's gonna hit him. Oh man. Just average Roman Gonzalez luck. That'll be caution number 3. So we'll see what happened with Lyle before we see from the 02's perspective. I'm on board with TG Beating, who's also warping, so hopefully it stabilizes through this section. Oh, Lyle never got hit at all. It was just 2 separate accidents. The 81 just spun. And Roman... It's like he was a missile. I'm tempted to watch his cockpit. And he's drifting upward and he steering rocked into TG Beating on the outside wall there. Really unfortunate. And that's the thing with these dirt tracks, like, you gotta not take any chances. It's like, as much as you want to believe that you can drift upward and stay in trajectory, much like you would on a paved racetrack, that you just can't do that here. More often than not, you see these drivers turn more than they should, and everyone's going down the pit lane. It's lap 17 coming into 18, so this is a perfect opportunity to top off, make this a one-stop strategy. And I've seen little to no cars hitting the jack, so feel only for majority of the grid. Lineback wins the race back. Kirsten Bell P2, and I believe that was Gibson third. May not been looking. It is. Remember, he started towards the back, so he's been making money moves in the number 21 pit box. Got Clements and Schmuda. They pitted during the prior caution, so they're able to now get this track position. I don't know how long Shmuta's gonna stay up there given his roof damage, but this is a big play for the 92 car. I mean, Clements had the chance to win a couple times this season, just poor luck for him. Lost Dover in overtime and lost Riki Raceway because of a lack of a partner. He had partners to start that final lap, but when they completed half the lap, he was stranded on the outside. I got a report. If I could find a 99, or has he already pulled off? Yes, he has. RNG failure again for the 99 of Landon Lau. Well, he had a failure in BPNR, Darlington last Tuesday. I was gonna say IFAR, but I don't think he was there. 2 races in a row that 99 has to be forced out of the race early. So, going to be 19 laps completed when we take the green. The field is in control of Joshua Clements. And he launches away. And DuQuoin immediately gets clear, but here comes Lonenberg wanting to take the lead immediately. He has the space on the inside. Clemens is gonna give him the room. A lot of room, actually. It's gonna be side by side the two Toyotas. They have exchanged literal positions. Clemens started inside and Lonenberg outside, and the 92 will drop back to a battle for third. But then the Lonenberg picked up where he left off this evening. He started on pole, and he's back to the lead. I mentioned Gibson. He was started towards the rear, and now he's looking to fight for the podium. And we've only done 20 laps here. Just behind him, Dunlap Pratt, our points leader. Gonna try the outside, but it's not going to do him any justice because of a caution flag. Yeah. Rosa Cruz, one of those people involved, I presume. See here. Oh, gets door banged at turn 4 of a Dragons. Is just multiple incidents. Everyone just have been having a trouble time with turn 4. Oh, Traxel was trying to stay off the wall and comes down into Dragons, so Dragons didn't mean to hit that 60. It's turn 4 just really have the trouble spot today. Go on board with the 51 as you know me. So take a look at pit stops this time. Clements pits. Very interesting. So I thought he would have a relatively good fuel economy given these cautions to make this a one-stop and keep the track position, but he blocks down the pit lane this time and takes 4 tires. It'll be Joe Shmuda who wins off the pit lane. Not very few takers this time. So they're really comfy Majority of the field's now comfy to make this a one stop. They pitted in lap 17 into 18. As we hit the choose cone. And this will be, I don't know if it's the first time this season or the first time in a little while that we're going to implement a caution cooldown. 5 laps where no cautions will occur unless there is a track blocker or if it involves majority of the field. It'll be Back, who will lead us to green once more. And the number 11. Orange and white. Leukemia Awareness Toyota Camry. And fellow orange car will be Dunlop Pratt. And row and the second position on the front row. An immediate launch after race admin. They allow calls control. We're back underway. That caught Pratt off guard. He's gonna lose second to Kirsten Bell and is going to be side by side with Steven Gibson. And Pratt is able to keep third place at least. Try and find someone towards the back here. Joshua Clemens just went down the pit lane this most recent caution, and he's trying to work his way back up. On board, you see how very little room there might be as he gets up close and personal with the 49 of Alexander Hunt. And you see the 92 and many others wanting the inside, which is the shortest way around and has always been the fastest way around this facility, as well as the Springfield Mile. Technically 2 tracks, they are 2 distinct entities, but more or less the same when it comes to racing, at least in NR2003. Work back towards the front. Leaders have separated themselves a little bit, Back continuing to lead. Kirsten Bell in P2, LaPrade in 3rd. They've broken away from a 4-car battle for 4th place. That'll be Steven Gibson making up a position. Be Jolene Sims in 5th, stuck side by side with Dylan Negron. And that'll be Skylar Den in 7th watching this. Zach Armstrong in 8th just made the overtake on William Gregory, who falls back to 9th place, and Tal Aziz in 10th. Got 2 DNFs. Lane Lyle with a clutch failure, and TD waiting for the accident at turn 4 as we about to have another one. It'll be Dylan Negron going for a spin. He got argy-bargy with Zach Armstrong, but it's only going to be a single car accident. Just a quick 360 in front of number 77 Peugeot, and he is back rolling. Man, that like there would have been a caution anyway, because, well, the conclusion of this lap will end the caution cooldown, which the leaders have just done, so cautions are re-enabled, and we proceed like normal. Battle for second, got LaPrade versus Bell. The orange car really clinches way into the chase. Kirsten Bell is realistically out of the chase, given her situation. She's still trying to make the most of it. Here comes LaPrade on the outside. Gonna do a crossover here. I mean, he lets up just a bit, but it's still enough to where he can get his nose under into turn 3. The Brad with the preferred line. Here comes Steven Gibson. Not content with running forwards as the laps wind down to conclude the first half of this race. There will not be caution, but those points are valuable. LePrade has cleared for second. Kirsten Bell still stuck in the outside as Steven Gibson goes by to take away third place. Jolene Sims looks to follow. Got one car spinning on the back, that being Brandon Carter. Just trouble for the Umasumi cars today, I presume. And beat Sims, who gets fourth place away from Kirsten Bell. They have remaining in the top 10 have fallen back significantly. It's not like they have to feel safe, at least I don't think they have to. But they try and maybe set themselves up for the one stop. As I can see why Clarence pitted now. As I was confused at first, but I think what he's trying to do is minimize the time in the pit lane. By pitting under that caution flag, he'll have the opportunity to take less fuel during the green flag pit stop. So, this man is a gigabrain and I just realized it too late. This man is a great strategist for a reason. Currently sitting 11th, he's not going to get stage points by being this far back as nearly a wreck there. That may tell us he's really sideways trying to avoid Harry Crawford ahead of him. And Joshua Clemens has the seas parted to take 9th place. Next up for him will be William Gregory. Really great run for the number 30, as he is one of those drivers on the cutoff line to make the BPNR chase. But while a battle for second ensues, Lionel Lineback is sitting pretty up front, much like he did during qualifying. So while Lineback wins the halfway, it's going to be LePrade P2, Gibson 3rd, Jolene Sims in 4th, Kirsten Bell completing the top 5 as we have hit halfway of the scheduled 75 laps here at the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. It may be a little too late for Gibson to take second place, but it is still track position nonetheless. But now he's going to have to reel in that number 11 car 2.5 seconds up the road. Oh, we get nearly a wreck up. I'm just trying to cycle through the field. 51 of Jukushu Nome really slow. And turn 3, McGarry hits him, but the 51 car keeps the car straight. Oh, great cap hitter. So these are the drivers who pitted last on lap 17. So their field window has opened up. And I want to say they can make it 35 laps. I'll be real, I don't remember if I went that long, but I had to do a bit of clutching to make it there. So 35 laps isn't... It's a possible order, but it requires a bit of clutching to make it so. Got 77 on the ground heading into the pit lane. Majority of the field will have to pit. There's Gibson, who just took it over a second prior to LePrade pitting. Jolene Sims, I see. It'll be Zach Armstrong also. So what I want to know is where the 92 stems on this. He has scored second place. But I feel like that'll change when he crosses the line this time. And that is indeed the case. So, Joshua Clements, he last pitted on lap 22. He has taken over the race lead. Temporarily, at least. I liked his plan of trying to take less fuel during his pit stop, but with how far back he was prior to the pit cycle, I'm unsure if he could even get to leaders after his pit stop. And the crucial part about pit stops here at DuQuoin, no mistakes. You likely only gonna take fuel only, so no need for tires. Now, why is that the case? Well, is that actually dirt? It's like more like grass and clay, at least according to the PTF file. So what happens is the tires are going to cool off anyway, so there's realistically no need to take tires, as there's no wear on these. And even then, it's going to cool off to 70 degrees, or at least depending on what weather you use. We're using clear 70, no wind, as the fixed weather system. So, the only reason why you could see drivers pitting for tires is to get the warms, because it is still, it has better grip than the cold tires, obviously, but it's still going to even out in the long run when the tires, for those who have taken tires, have cooled off to the same temperature as those who didn't. Just moved it down the pit lane. Haven't seen Clements yet. Got more of the stragglers pitting. And actually, Clements has pitted, so I did miss that, unfortunately. And he's back to 9s, pretty much where he started. It's just a matter of if these leaders can make it. And that was... I believe that was an exchange for a lead, but may have happened a lap or two ago. Now I look at it, so... I'm just the king of missing lead changes, huh? Gonna try to look back at it. A lot of back braced the wall. This was on lap 42, so it has been Dunlaprat at the lead. But the bottom back closed up to the number 3's bumper. He wants it back. And like, both of these cars, as well as everyone else, have been running as close to the inside wall as they can, so how do you make a pass on them? One key thing that the driver has to do is, I'm just gonna put it like this. Whoever is the most aggressive wins the race. 9 times out of 10. Because you want them, if you're someone like Lonenberg who's trying to get by the Pratt, you want to keep putting the pressure on him. And sooner or later, the number 3 is going to slip up. And that is likely your only opportunity to get by Dunlap Pratt, our current championship leader. Right, how do you put the pressure on him? Stay close to his bumper. Make it look like you're about to punt them where you really aren't. Get a better run off the corner. Just do anything to upset the car ahead. It looked like the number 11 had the inside, but wasn't for very long. He's going to try the outside this time. But he's going to lose speed down this front straightaway as we have hit 25 laps to go. And Lanneman trying the outside this time. But he realized that he's probably not going to get by the prey very easily trying to follow him. Again, trying to hope for better speed down this front straightaway, which it has a little bit, but not enough to where he can try and move on entry. A much better run, but he's just losing so much distance trying to do that. But that's the intimidation I was talking about. Lineback has finally opening the number 3 left open. And now it'll be side by side across the stripe. It'll be Lineback who takes back the race lead. He didn't get the lap this time, but he surely will be scored the race leader at the start finish line. And these two have just been keeping my attention. I was like, both of them doing very well at DuQuoin in most recent races here at BPNR. And right now there are 1-2 Lineback leading LaPrade. Gibson waiting in the wings in case they wreck. He's third place after starting towards the rear. Jolene Sims in fourth. Houston Bell in P5. Couple of lap cars between her and Zach Armstrong in P6. We scouted in P7. Joshua Clemens in 8th. Tyler Aziz in 9th. Eric Crawford completing the top 10. 4 retirements this time. They'll be Jukosu Nome, the most recent. Karen McElvey also joins Landau and TJ Weeding as the retirements. Currently 18 cars on the lead lap. And I think that's 17 as Roman Gonzalez has been put 1 lap down. In the event of a caution, he can receive that lucky dog. And that's assuming it stays as is. With 20 laps to go, anything is still possible. When LaPrade now fading from the 11's mirror. Actually go in the cam, but get a good look at his steering wheel here. See Lineback ahead. He's able to get the rear end to kick out and help him turn the corner, which is really helpful at a place like this. Meanwhile, LaPrade is just struggling to get that rear end to kick out. He's not getting the car to rotate as he would like. It was 3.6 for LaPrade. He improved this time to a 30.5 rather. But still not close to matching what Lineback has been doing. This most recent lap he says 30.29. And as long as he keeps his pace up, he should win the race. Or is he? He's going back down to pit lane. So these drivers are not comfy. I thought they'll be able to make it, but apparently not. So bottom back pits. Don LaPrade, as I saw through chat, is going to come in this lap. I presume Gibson is going to stay out a few laps given the latest he pitted. Jolene Sims follows, so does Kirsten Bell, so this is going to likely be the money stop. I don't see these drivers needing any more fuel than the current 16 laps for these drivers that are coming in now. 15 to 17 laps of fuel that they're going to be taking during this sequence of stops. But it's just mathematician work here in DuQuoin. You're going to be putting Gregory Brady on board with. He's going to follow Negron, and I believe that was Troxel. Yep, Troxel. Down the pit lane this lap, with 15 laps to go. Gregory being one of those wild or cutoff drivers, so he needs a really good points day. He got a good qualifying run, and he was 11th place prior to pitting. With a 4-tire stop, personally, I would have taken no tires by this point, but you might say. So currently it's Skylar Den with the race lead, with Joshua Clements not too far behind. And here comes Skylar in this lap. So unless they changed up the fuel the beer consumption, because normally it's 2x, and well, at the rate that they're pitting, I want to say that it's 3x, but that would require me to leave the server, rejoin, and look at the session info through the setup screen to confirm that. But at this point, we're too far deep. Man against Clemens in this lap. Let's try to find a projected leaders. It'll be Lonenbeck maintaining the margin he had over the Pride prior to pitting. And this is currently 5th, but 5th and 6th. It will be 3rd and 4th. Gibson just lets Jolene through. So provisionally the number 06 is in the podium places until the pit stops have cycled through. And it looks to have done so. Because I see Lonenbeck scored as the race leader once again. As they approach 10 to go. And it's still a uphill battle for the Pratt to try to bring in the number 11 once again. And 10 to go of the scheduled 75 laps. Kind of just look through the field again. See if anything happened. Clements up to 6 after pitting on the most recent caution now, lap 22. Let's see. The Pratt's still losing time to Lonenbeck. So any hope for the Pratt to get back to them is likely gonna have to involve a big mistake from the number 11 driver or a caution. But that will also mean Sims, Gibson, let's see, Bell there, and Clements too. They're gonna be reeled back in if that were to happen. And just no one in sight for Lonenbeck to pass. And good good news. It's good news for him. I suppose I'll mention with Clements, by starting this race, he has become the second driver to clinch himself into the chase. He needed to finish 36 or better tonight to get that spot, and we haven't gotten that number. Only got 25 people for tonight, so it's a sure win for the 92 crew. See his in cam as he hits 5 to go. The turn and launches again at entry and let the car kick out. And what I like to call foot throttling, it's just let your throttle be the steering wheel and be the ultimate decider of how much the rear end kicks out as you make your way through the corners. So that's a caution is a sure win for the number 11. Jolene Sims, 2 seconds at 2/10 rather faster than LaPrade, so it might be possible, but laps are winding down for the 06 machine to get up to second place. And not to mention, she does have Gibson waiting in the wings, but he's going to get sideways, so that pressure is going to be obsolete for Sims. Now that traffic behind the 21 car, so he'll able to rejoin, but not before losing 4th place to Kirsten Bell. Which is a rare mistake for Stephen Gibson. And for Lonenbach, while he has his fair share of mistakes, he still has the race car to prove that he deserved this run, as he has hit 2 to go. Essentially look at fastest lap. Don LaPrade actually has the fastest lap, so that is interesting. It's interesting that he has the fastest lap, yet is unable to make any moves close enough to Lonenbach. But it's going to be white flag rising. And with a couple of lap cars to negotiate on this final lap, Lonenbach makes quick work of them. From pole position, and he's likely has led the most laps this race, coming up at turn 4. Landon Lonenbach has win at DuQuoin. It'll be his first win in 2 seasons. His prior win coming from season 6 Talladega. And Levin just had a mad fast race car all day. And while he had given up the lead unintentionally, he has found his way back up after game by LaPrade. And caught him off guard and stayed up there. It's going to be about kind of a burnout here at DuQuoin. Getting ready to get any smoke here. Likely gonna take a lap all the way around the racetrack. It'll be festivities for Lineback, much like the state fair, where every, almost every year since 1923 they're hosting festivals for agriculture and country music, and it's nearby this well, well reputable 1 mile track. And Lineback's win is certainly going to add to it as he dies. We have lost him. Womp womp. And well, the orders messed up. Going to save the replay real quick before I um okay. So we're just gonna have to do it like this, unfortunately. So lineback, your race winner, with Dunlap Pratt having to get a runner up for the first time in a little while. Jolene Sims in third, Kirsten Bell in fourth, Joshua Clemens in fifth, with Zach Armstrong P6, Stephen Gibson P7, Talaziz in eighth. It'll be Skylar Dan in ninth, and Harry Crawford completing the top 10. Troxel P11, Alexander Hunt 12th. It'll be Dylan Negron in 13th. Excuse me. William Gregory 14th. Treywick 15th. Final car on the lead lap apparently. Rosadilla Cruz 16th. Dragon 17th. Roman Gonzalez 18th. Brandon Carter 19th, and Joe Schmidt in the top 20, with Matt McIntyre, the final car to finish on the race in 21st, with Chuka Shiranome, Cameron McElpies, Landon Lyle, and TG Weeding being the 4 DNFs out of 25 this evening. With this race had me really perplexed on strategies. I'm actually, before I bring up the Prad up here, I want to check something. Oh, it was 3x, so that throws my possible strategies out the window. I didn't notice that, so yeah, been fed misinformation. So with that logic, I'm actually just gonna do a quick bit of math. So it was like 20 laps of field for these drivers, so I do apologize. Guess my strategies don't carry over, but now's the time I can actually begin interviews, starting with the runner-up finisher.
User was moved to your channel.
Dunlap Prad, do you got me?
Yep, I do.
Well, you said you weren't that good at dirt tracks, but you still find your way to runner-up finish.
Yeah, I mean, I did not think I was gonna win this race if I'm being blunt about it. Dirt tracks are not. I'm notoriously mid at dirt tracks in this game, but to be able to finish second, let alone had a you know shot at the win, even if it was a slim chance. If obviously you had to be really perfect because Lennon Lonenberg was on rails all day. And first of all, congrats to Landon because he put up one hell of a race. Yeah, I had a mistake going in turn three, lap 52, 53. I just entered it, I think, a bit too late and just drifted that car up and he got around. I mean, I was trying to fend him off, but with dirt track and all, there's only so much you could do. It was one of those great equalizers for a lot of drivers. So, yeah, unfortunately, did I get the win, but to take a second place finish once again at a type of track that I'm not particularly the best at, I take that as a victory.
Well, heading into this race, you were clinched into the chase And, well, you still tried your best regardless, trying to get as much of a cushion as you can for when the chase reset happens. Do you continue that strive heading into the final two regular season races?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the the more I'm able to perform at the highest level, and the more I can have a chance to win races, and the more I win, the more that gap that I need going into the chase to solidify uh being in that comfort zone, because you got to have all the threshold that you need in the chase, because we got, I mean, shoot, we got what, Michigan, Talladega. That's the one track that I dread the most. Watkins Glen, USA, and Phoenix. And I think all but Talladega I'm very confident at, but I'm not particularly confident at Talladega. So my main objective is to get as many points as I can and hopefully win these last two races to build enough of a gap so I wouldn't have to worry about Talladega too much. But I mean, if I'm able to survive Talladega, then I'll be in a good spot. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I can win these final two races. We got Rockingham and Charlotte coming up. I'm feeling good about those two tracks. I think Rockingham more so than Charlotte. So yeah, hopefully we can. Hopefully I can keep the streak going. Been a uh, it's been a really fun season for sure for very obvious reasons, and to be able to have a shot to win these races in this league once again is reassuring for sure that I still have it for sure, and to be once again, like I said, to nearly have a shot to win tonight. Have about a little over a second short. I'll take that any day.
Well, hopefully you can continue your well-lit season in BPNR. Congratulations on your runner-up finish tonight. Thank you for joining me.
Yep, thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
While no one else is in the waiting room, I'm gonna try to do points real quick just to give you an idea of what it looks like. As much as I wasn't able to utilize this stuff for tonight, I do have something up my sleeve here once I get this finished up. I don't know every lap leader, but hopefully this should suffice. So I'll just read it out. So Donna Pratt continuing to lead the point standings after this race, 6-2 or 6-6-2 after his second place finish. It'll be a 130-point lead over Joshua Clements. Cole Rodriguez, despite not racing tonight, he remains third place, just only 30 over Landon Lau, and surrounding the cut line, eighth place with D-Dog being absent tonight. He doesn't have that much of a cushion. Well, pretty comfy, but it's still possible for him to miss it. 1-1 is the margin between him and 11th place. It'll be Talazi's 9th place with 84 points above. And last driver currently in the top 10 is William Gregory with a 58 points margin. Nicholas Bidimlik has his wild card, and with William Viola still suspended, he has just completed his suspension actually, so he'll be able to rocket in these final two races at Rockingham and Charlotte, much like Dunlap had mentioned. He has fallen outside the top 20, so his two wins are in danger of not allowing him to make the postseason, although it's only a 2-point margin, so it's not terrible. Unless he were to get suspended again, or just has a terrible final two races, he he should be able to reclaim his wild card spot. So the first driver out would be Brady Truex with 58 points out, and 14th Brandon Carter 70 points out, and Dylan Negron with his poor performance tonight, finishing 15th tonight, comes out of the standings 15th, 87 points behind. So, coming up in an online space as we wrap up, BPNR has Division 2 and they are heading to Detroit. God bless them. Thursday, CCRS has their season finale from Las Vegas. Gina Bononi has already clinched up the championship for what seems like the 19th time in league history already, but everyone, including him, would like to cap off the season with a race win. Friday, busy as usual. We got Budweiser at Texas. That'll be streamed on this channel. Gnarl heads to Willow Springs, and it'll actually happen this time. That'll be covered on Cheese Food Media, hopefully. And Essex has the Indianapolis for their Crown Jewel event. And be the BIF 100. Kind of just stealing that title from last season's race there. And it's not actually a straight 2 race regular season finale for BPNR Division 1, because Monday on the 11th they head to Down Under, they'll head to Mount Panorama for the All-Star race, where they'll be utilizing the Hornets EXE. So it's going to be the slowest Bathurst 1000 you'll probably have to witness, including me. It's just a little fun expedition event. And why on Monday? Well, that's usually when BPNR hosts their expedition events. It might conflict with NurseCar, but then again, who the hell runs NurseCar? So with BPNR at Detroit tomorrow, thank you for joining me today as a viewer, and I shall see you tomorrow.